दोस्तों, आज हम आए हैं कौलवी की गुफाओं में। आपको पीछे जो दिख रहा है हिल, उस पर है कौलवी की गुफाएं, बुद्धिस्ट केव्स। सो लेट अस सी द सराउंडिंग्स। सो हियर आर द गोट्स, this front a small hill, and this is the main hill. These are the flags. This is the main hill where Kolvi caves are located, and this is the way. And this is my friend Dinesh Kumar Rathod. So here we are going on the hill. This is the laterite hill. Laterite rocks are formed in the humid and wet areas. Though in entire Rajasthan, Jhalawad is a wet and humid area, so these laterite rocks are formed here. Here we have the history of the Kolvi caves. During the attack of Hunas on India, the Buddhist monks and the Buddhists came here from the far areas, and this place is located away from the main cities or the trade routes. So here at 4 places, here in Kolvi, and then Binaiga, then Chiraiga, then in Hatyagod. These are the 4 places in Rajasthan where the Buddhist caves are located. Here you can see the laterite rocks. And in the MP, Madhya Pradesh, there is one more Buddhist caves, that is Dharmarajeshwar. You can see Buddhist caves also there. So here in the Kolvi, here 50 caves are here. Then in Binaiga there are 20 caves, and then in Chiraiga there are 15 caves, and some more caves are located in Hatyagod. So you can see big boulders of these laterite rocks. See these. See how big this rock is. And here you can see the structures of Kolvi caves. This is the way. So in entire India, we have many Buddhist places like Rajgruh, Gaya, Ajanta and Ellora caves. And in Rajasthan, there is Bhandaser near Dosa, then Bairatnagar, Viratnagar in Alwar district, where the remnants of Ashoka's tools were found there. So here in Rajasthan, these are the 4 places. So today we decided to discover the Kolvi caves. So I will explain you. Okay, see there the main entrance of the Kolvi caves. As we go near the caves, we will see what are they and how much have been left in them. You see, see the carvings on the laterite rocks. These Kolvi caves were first time mentioned by Impey in 1854 and by Dr. Cunningham in 1872. In the reports of 1864 and 65, so you can see caves are marked. See this one, the entrance with the sculptures and the designs. So this cave is marked as number 2. These caves are, see the Buddhist, Lord Buddha, God Buddha in the meditation stage, and they are eroded by the nature's forces. So this is the cave number 3. Here you can see inside some deities are here, and one more room inside. This is blackened by the smoke. This place. One more room here, small one. Okay, I think it is made later on. And this stupa is made here. As we all know about the Sanchi's stupa, in Sanchi's stupa, the remnants of the Buddha or the Bodhisattvas are put there. So this stupa is for the worship by the Buddhist monks. So biggest stupa is in Sanchi. Here, this is the semi-spherical structure. That is the stupa. And here, whatever the Bodhisattva Buddha sculptures were here, they have been eroded by the nature. So this might be a stupa, and this is the Pradakshina Path. Here the Buddhist monks used to encircle it in their worship. So this was after the third cave, and this is protected by the ASI, Archaeological Survey of India. See that cave, another big one, stupa, and its roof has fallen. This is 6 number, that is 7 number. Let me see inside. Most of the caves are empty, otherwise their idols have been broken one or they have been lost. All the caves are like made like this. This one, nothing here. See here, the bed have been made, and this pillow, you can see this pillow is made out of the laterite rock. So they used to sleep here. See, this is stupa. These all four rock-cut caves and the Dharmarajeshwar, these were probably made by the same artisans who made all these caves. There might have been Buddha statue, but that is broken one. Here also you can see nature has eroded all the fine sculptures. Here also standing Buddha, and this one sitting, and this is Pradakshina Path. Since we found only Buddha's statue here, standing or the sitting one, so these caves might be made at the time of Hinayana and Theravada branch. So no other Bodhisattvas we can find here. So here the standing Bodhisattva, fine, very beautiful looking. This is another 10 number caves. Again inside nothing is there. Many chambers were made. Here only smell. This is cave number 12, and my friend Dinesh Kumar is exploring what is inside. There is nothing here, only poops of bats. Oof, stench. This is cave number 14. Another Buddha-like statue is sitting here. You can see the roof is perforated, and this is cave number 13, and the series of networks of caves. This structure is supported by a pillar made after the, see here also the statue is lost. This is small stupa. Again its roof has fallen. These are Agni Kund like structures. They might be performing some rituals here. Again dilapidated. So here you can reach by the rail line. The nearest rail line is railway station is Bhavani Mandi, and the nearest airport is at Udaipur. And from Jhalawad it is almost 90 kilometer, and Kota is almost 85 kilometer from Jhalawad. So you can reach here by the road, or by the train, or by the airline route. This 18, cave number 18, it is again empty. See the colors of the laterite. These are formed in humid and wet climate, which is normally found in Goa and Karnataka, but in Rajasthan, Jhalawad is also wet and humid place. So these were formed. Cave number 23. So see the surrounding. This is the hill, and we can see the down places from here. A road. See from here. landscape, very nice, with some hills and the farms with the crops.